Whew. So this was intense. Squid Games. Let's talk about it. This is Joffrey's VIP room. I'm your host, of course, Joffrey, and you are welcome to the VIP room. So I had to. I had to. Y'all know I'm silly. I had to, y'all. So before we get into this, before we talk about Squid Games, I want you guys to like, share, comment, and subscribe on Joffrey's VIP room. And I also want you to like, share, comment, and subscribe on the Just Acting Up show, where we have our host of interviews. We talk about what goes on in the city of Houston and current events, and who also gets the Just Acting Up trophy of the day, man. Who makes history? So yeah, we'll be gone for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks, but we're back in that thing. So get back into it. Just Acting Up show. So let's go ahead and get into this. Squid Games. So it got an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 94% of Rotten Tomatoes, 96% of this Google users like this series. So what is it about? I'll tell you what it's about. So it's hundreds of cash-strapped contestants accept an invitation to compete in children's games for a tempting prize, but the stakes are deadly. Oh, and it is tempting. Believe you me. So there's a lot of people that stars this film, then this series of names that I'm gonna butcher. I know I am. I know I'm gonna butcher these names. Help me, Lord Jesus. Okay, so starring Lee Jung Jae, Park Hae Soo, Oh Young Soo. I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to disrespect anybody and mispronounce their names. I'm sorry. Such a great cast and ensemble of characters. So it has a number of 9 episodes. It has one season, and the original language is Korean. So pretty much, and that's pretty much the gist of it. It is kid games, but you turn it up. Oh, is this turn it up or turn it down? That's turned down. Turn it all the way up. Yeah, that's what we do. So pretty much what is going on in this film. So the main character who pretty much is in debt, pretty much is he's at his wits' end. He's betting on the horses and races. He's trying to get whatever he can just to make ends meet. Something that us regular folks know a lot about sometimes if you handle your money, well, I can't talk. If you handle your money properly. But there are times in life where things just seem to knock you down on your ass. And he's been knocked down quite a bit. So he borrowed money from some people and they catch him and they're like, yeah, you still owe us some money, so we'll give you this time today. And as you go out through the day, you see that he's pretty much has a little girl. He's divorced. He's trying to prove to his kid that he's not a loser, that he actually can provide for her, and then he's dealing with the kid's stepdad and all that. And the same thing with the other characters that's in it. After the first game, pretty much during the story, you see what these other characters are going through, how they, well, pretty much the debt that they collected and what all they need to do. So they pretty much say, yeah, let's get up in there, let's do these Squid Game. Um, I'm trying my best not to give out the whole entire story. Just want to talk to you guys about it, and I'll leave that last spoiler part for the end. So, of course, he gets in there. He sees one of his old friends that he can't believe that's in debt. It's inside the game, and then they play red light, green light. Who hasn't played red light, green light? Who has not played freeze tag with it? Well, they didn't play freeze tag, but hey. So so they play these little kid games, and they find out that it's a little bit more serious. If you lose, that's it. That's a wrap. That's it. So pretty much they do the red light, green light thing, and then somebody gets killed, and they think it's a joke, and then they find out that it isn't, and this shit just got real and shit. Oh my God. Run, or actually, when you're playing red light, green light in this version, don't run unless they say green light. So it really makes you want. It makes you play red light, green light a bit more serious if you play it now as an adult. If you have bad cardio, like most adults or some adults, you're not gonna run very far. So yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of the film. You're playing kids games for money to get out of the debt that you're in and have money left over, a lot of money left over. So, and I was telling people that I'm real big into color schemes and everything now with films, and when I really do details in the films. And I thought it was cool with the piggy bank that is extended above them. When they drop it down, it has is gold and it shines. It makes it look real nice and shiny and appetizing. Mm. But in reality, what you're doing could die. So yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, so let's play some kid games, and then until you get shot, or till you fall, and everything else happens. And that's pretty much it of the Squid Game. So let's get into the spoilers. So five, four, three, two, one. Spoilers. So there is one character in here, the old man, who is at the beginning, and I like his character, man. I mean, he's the one that's behind the whole damn thing. And of course, he says that he's battling dementia and he's, dying, but he's out there just having the time of his life, just to be out there with some people that supposedly supposed to be his friends. Or he tells a story about how him and his friends used to play these games or whatever. He had time of his life, and so he's like, I'm about to kick the bucket anyways. Might as well, amp up the intensity to feel alive. And he's just out there, and at the first beginning of it, you're like, before you found out all that, then like it's just some old senile old man that's just not all the way there, and he's just having fun. And like, this fool is crazy. So as it goes on, of course, everybody gets X'd off because they're not following the rules, or they're trying to cheat, or they're pretty much have their own little plan and get teams and everything. And what all comes down to it, you're gonna have to fend for yourself. You're gonna have to, do what you got to do to survive. And I like that. I'll say after the tug of war, well, it was already real, but I think when the tug of war scene came up, you was like, yo, we really it making you realize, like, hey, we actually killed some people because they lost tug of war. And now you have that on your hands, of that blood is on your hands right there. And I thought that was a really good aspect of it. And so now the next one I think was the marble game, I believe. And the way how I like the way how they set up, they were saying, okay, pick your partner, just one or two of you or whatever. And then now they go in, and then now the rules are explained, and they're like, okay, so the person that you picked as your partner, that's really your opponent. Yeah. So the main character gets the old guy, and he's like, oh man, I don't want this old guy to die. Man, I wanted us to all, work together, get out of here. Not that simple. So I thought that was a really good part right there too. That's when it like really hits you, it really, really hits you in the feels, because other characters are talking. Like one of the characters, she's talking to this other one, and she's saying, she's giving her whole little story, her little spiel. She keeps forgetting that they're actually playing a game of death, and they both cannot make it out of there because they're both partners. Then there's another part in that scene with the Marvel scene where it's a husband and a wife. They choose to be partners. I mean, it's automatic. Yeah, I want my wife to be my partner in the next game, so we both can get out of here. And then when they hit you with that, and they're like, "Damn, man, hubby and wifey, what's gonna go down? What's gonna happen?" So that's intense as well too. And I did like the other stuff that was going on with the guys in the red suits. What they were trying to do, make other money off on the side. I thought that was a pretty good thing right there, as well as the guy in all black and his other brother, pretty much trying to get into the organization and see what was going on, trying to find his brother. That he finds out, oh, surprise! And the man in black is your brother, and he shot you, and now everybody thinks that he's dead. It might not be, because I feel like in films, if I don't actually see the dead body, then I don't think that person's dead yet. And he shot him. I can't remember where he shot him at, but he shot him some. I don't think it was a heart or whatever. I can't remember where he shot him at. He shot him. He fell off the cliff backwards. Boom! Into the water you go. Into the water. Into the ocean. That's what happened. And they didn't show the body, so I think the brother will be back on the second season. So moving on. Now it's they have that part with I think that glass part right there when they have to walk across this these plated glasses, and then the glasses, some glass will hold your weight, some glass will not. I thought it was cool that one guy was a glass maker, he's able to tell, but he's like, nah, I ain't telling everybody that. He waited to the very last end when there's only 4 or 5 of them left. He's like, yeah, I can tell which glass can work. And the man in black looks up the information, and he said he was a glass maker, and then he cut the lights off, and then yeah, and that sucks. Um, that part was crazy as well. People pretty much getting mad at each other, pushing them off, and I'm like, damn, dude, can you give me a chance? But the timer is going down, and if you don't know what's going to happen if the timer goes down, you'll pretty much die, or you don't know what happened. And you find out what happened after the last remaining 3 people finalists makes it. The glass shatters, but before that happens, well, my thought of it is that so you can't. I don't know what would have happened. They would have did it, but the fact that they're jumping from one glass to the next and hopping on, off, or whatever, and if you hop on one of them, it just crashes because it can't support your weight and you fall to your death. I was thinking, like, how come nobody? How come the writers didn't write to where that they can walk on this little purple railing that's holding up the glass, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So nobody thought they could balance themselves enough to, probably, when you balance and you go like, ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I don't know if they would have shot him if they would have did that. But me personally, I probably would have tried it. Hope I need to work on my balance, man. Now I think about it. Just for a situation like that, I think I'm gonna get back into my yoga because it's like a little yoga pose where you stand on one leg and then you put your knee. Y'all shut up. Don't worry about it. Shut up. Get into yoga. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, get your balance right, folks. You gotta have them weak ankles and everything. You looking like a newborn calf and you can't hold up everything. Anyways, don't worry about that. So yeah, so the film goes on and then the last 3 finalists are there. The girl gets cut up by the glass that explodes. The dude that he thought was his friend winds up killing her, and he winds up the main character winds up kicking the other character's ass, and he kills himself. Not the main character, the man who he thought was not in debt, winds up killing himself after he gets his ass whooped by the main character. And so he finally gets awarded all this money, and now he's out and about. And he's able to go and take care of things. And you would think that having all that money would solve all your problems, but no, it's like what's the weight that comes with it and what happens. So yeah, you guys have seen the film, you've seen the episodes and you saw what happened next. So I don't need to go into all that. But the season 2, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what they do with it. And I think it's crazy that the guy who created this, they said it was in development for, he pitched it to people over 10 years ago, and somebody finally said yes to that guy. And what's one of my biggest sayings? All you need is one yes to make things just take off. And Netflix gave them that one yes. They saw something in it. And that's what I like about it, because there are times when you create something and you take it to somebody and they're like, oh, I don't like this. Why this? Why that? Not, no. So, okay, bet. You go back and you fix all the things that they saw was wrong with it. You edit it, you take it, and you go to another person. Oh, I like this, this, and this. Okay, bet. Take that. I'm not saying that's how he went about editing and creating, making the story better than what it was when he first pitched it, or probably was the same. But no, I think it's really cool. And their persistency is key, man. And like I said, all you need is one yes. If somebody said yes to him, Netflix was it. And here we are. He has like the #1 show on Netflix, and he getting paid all the monies. I like it. So yeah. So Squid Games, what you think about it? Do you think it was interesting? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think it was a waste of time? Give me your thoughts. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Joffrey's VIP Room. See you guys next time. Out.